Honestly, I think this is why I'm so interested in fairs like Art Düsseldorf in the first place. Not because I expect to suddenly buy a masterpiece for 2,000 euros, though I will show you that there is an opportunity for that also. But I'm curious whether affordable contemporary art still exists inside a system that mostly speaks the language of like big collectors. And Düsseldorf felt very different from Berlin immediately. You could feel that this fair wasn't about experimentation in the same way Berlin often is. It's more polished, more collector-oriented. So I will show you the galleries, the name of the galleries, the name of the artists, and like give my comments just on art that I loved. This gallery, I asked whether they have anything in the affordable segment, and they said, yeah, we have one work which is below 2,000 euros, if I remember correctly. And they showed me this print under glass by a German artist who works a lot with architecture, space, and visual illusion. And this gallery actually was very nice to me and talked a lot with me. I was drawn to the colors and the material of this artwork. And I loved this artist from the same booth. He explores different mediums through games to talk about social behavior and the roles people perform around each other. My eyes were immediately caught by this hanging of this gallery and the fact that all the names were written by hand. At first, it almost looked like some student garage exhibition, but then you realize that there are actually very established and emerging artists shown together. This gallery actually ended up in my personal highlights from Gallery Weekend in Berlin this year. I already posted about them on Instagram, so check it out if you're interested. This artist has a personal exhibition now in their gallery. And look at this crown made out of dozens of horses. What a work. One of my favorite installations at the fair was this wallpaper intervention. From far away, it looks decorative, but when you move closer, the surface becomes strange, slightly unsettling. I also realized quite quickly that I was mostly stopping at booths showing female millennial artists. So honestly, unless I say otherwise later in the video, probably most of the artists I filmed fall in that category. Something about their visual language, the topics they cover, the dreamlike and sometimes surreal scenes really stayed with me. For example, this Austrian artist, these figures hiding behind the curtain immediately caught my attention somehow. I was also happy to see a gallery from São Paulo. Both the materials, the colors, even of the booth stood out for me among the other booths. They were showing established artists from the region. Another non-German gallery, which I loved. I was drawn to these miniature works and then found out it was by an Italian modernist painter and sculptor connected to the 1960s scene. Another discovery I loved: figures dissolving into nature, dreamlike paintings. The artist describes her figures as simply being part of the landscape they exist in. Another female millennial artist using these strange cartoonish animals or humans or whatever disappearing into rabbit hole-like spaces. I really love the technique here and the medium, so it's charcoal on the linen. This booth was a little theatrical somehow. It was almost like a stage space that tells the story of some unknown person. Oh, and this is actually a very well-known Georgian sculptor and conceptual artist, so it was nice to see her paintings and realize they were accessible around 2,000 euros. Again, I was immediately drawn to this kind of tactile works, painting, ceramics, sculpture, layered together. The kind of works where you want to stand longer and slowly understand what exactly is happening here. This booth actually felt very unexpected to me. Somehow, on one side, one of the most important Polish artists of the 20th century. And on the other, a contemporary artistic duo with works priced up to 6,000 euros. Same booth. Oh, I love this artist. A combination of textile, embroidery, contemporary abstraction, all inside the same work. Honestly, this was one of the highlights of the entire fair for me. A curatorial project by Tokyo-based collective, Anonymous Art, exploring the northern Japanese region of Aomori and the idea of the otherness inside Japanese culture. Many Japanese artists from the region presented their work there. Look at these amazing works by French artists in the price range up to 5,000 euros. Mythological scenes about transformation, healing, spiritual connection. Such a discovery for me again. Great technique, strange funny scenes, also something psychologically uncomfortable underneath. Oh, I love these ceramics. Up to 3,000 euros actually. And here is Kunstverein section, which is basically an non-commercial art associations. Kunstverein is like these associations or artist-run societies. It's honestly a very important part of the art ecosystem in Germany. These Kunstverein especially caught my attention because they were selling works for around 4,000 euros each, which for an art fair like this honestly felt almost unbelievable. Towards the end of the fair, I was drawn to another female Eastern European artist. Dreamlike, figurative imaginary, dark atmosphere, these were honestly the kinds of works I connected to most throughout the whole fair. And the last female millennial artist that really stayed in my head was this Slovenian artist connecting ecology, folklore, and identity through these mystical scenes. Yeah, this was my experience at Art Düsseldorf. And when I later discussed the artist I loved with my friend, an art curator who also visited the fair, it was funny to realize how differently we experienced it. And I think that's also what makes contemporary art interesting. The same fair can feel completely different depending on who you are, what you notice, and what kind of connection you're looking for. Tell me in the comments what you think about my art choices.